Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video I will show you in PHP using store procedure with jQuery calendar how to search records between the date range, the from and to dates. I'm reloading the browser. The from date, I'm selecting the November 1st 2018, and the to date I'm selecting the January 2nd. Submit. See, here we got the results between the given selected dates. Let's add December 2017 to the today's date is 3rd January. Submit. And here we got the results between the selected date range from and to using store procedures with jQuery calendar from this store procedure. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. For this video tutorial I am using Notepad++. Now in this new one page I am adding the HTML tags. HTML, I'm closing the HTML. Inside the HTML I'm adding header tag, I'm closing the header tag, as well as I'm adding body, I'm closing body tag. Now between these body tags I'm adding center tag. Let's copy this one, paste here. I'm closing this center tag. H1, how to get records given date range. Using store procedure with jQuery calendar. H2 horizontal line. Now after the horizontal line I'm adding a table. Border is equals to 1 tr. I'm closing this tr. In this tr I'm adding td, closing td, which is from date. Copy this one. I'm adding the input text box element. Input type is equals to text. ID is equals to text from. I'm closing the input text box control. Let's copy this. This one is to date. Text to. After the tr, I'm adding the input button control. Input type is equals to submit. ID is equals to button submit. I'm closing the input button control tag. After that, let's close the table tag. That's it. Up to now we have just finished the designing part. But before adding the jQuery script and PHP code, let's save this file. We'll check the output on the browser how it looks at designing part. PHP store procedure date range .php. Let's save this file. We'll check the basic output how it looks on the browser. And here we got the output of that code, which contains the header tags, button control and 2 text box control. Now my next target is when I click the mouse in the text box control, I want to display the jQuery calendar, the from date and to dates. First we require the jQuery latest CDN links. Let's open google.com, type for jQuery latest cd and Google, and from the search results I'm selecting the hosted libraries. In the Google hosted libraries, notice the contents panel here. Select the jQuery. You can find here different versions of jQuery snippets. I'm selecting the latest version, which is 3.3.1. Let's copy this. Let's add into our project in the header section. After that, we require the jQuery UI. Select that one, and let's copy this both. One for the CSS style, and the second one is the jQuery UI. Script type is equals to text/JavaScript. I'm closing the script tag. Now inside the script, I'm adding the jQuery snippet $, creating a function. Let's close this function. Now my first condition is, in this function I'm adding, when I click the from date input text box control, I want to display the calendar control. So let's add the input text box control ID, which is a text from. When we are adding the HTML controls in the jQuery or JavaScript, we have to add the prefix hash dot date picker function. Let's close this one. Now the date picker attributes I'm adding, the first one is the date format. The date format I want to display in the year / month / date, comma, and the next one on select, creating the function, adding attribute date selected, now in this date selector I'm creating a variable dt is equals to new date. Now in this date method I'm adding the date selector. dt dot set date is a function name. Inside this function I'm adding dt dot get date. Here I'm adding one more condition, that always the from date is lesser than the selected to date. So let's add that one also. $, I'm comparing the to date and from date. So let's add the to date ID hash dot date picker. I'm adding 3 parameters. The first one is the option, comma, and second parameter is the minimum date, and the third one, the date we are getting from this dt variable. That's it. Let's save this file. We'll check the output on the browser. I'm reloading the browser. So notice here we got the calendar control when I select that text box from date. Now let's add the jQuery snippet, the calendar control, to this text box control also to select the to date. So instead of writing the jQuery snippet again, I'm just copying this part and pasting here. Wherever the text box from ID is, I'm deleting that one. I'm adding text to. And wherever the text to, I'm adding the text from. Just vice versa. And in here, the date picker, it's a maximum date. That's it. We don't require to change anything. Let's save this file. We'll check the output. See, now we are not getting any calendar. I'm reloading the browser. See the from date and to date. Now let's check the condition. The from date is always lesser than the to date. The from date I'm selecting December 28th. Now I'm selecting to date. Oops, something went wrong. This is a method, get date is a method. Add this one and here also. Let's save this file. I'm reloading the browser. Now I'm selecting the date, November 26th. The to date. Notice here the dates before 26th of December, all the dates are disabled. Now I'm selecting 27th. Now the last part, I want to get the records between the selected date range. When I click submit, I want to get the records from phpmyadmin database. So before writing the PHP code, I just logged into my SQL phpmyadmin database. I'm expanding the sample DB database, expanding the tables. The employee details is a table. Let's browse the table. And this employee table contains 3 columns: employee ID, employee name, and join date. Now my aim is I want to get the details between the date range, starting date and ending date using stored procedures. I'm creating the procedures in the sample DB database. Add routine, click that one. The procedure name is get emp records is the procedure name. The parameters, which is the input, start date. The data type is a date. In my table, the join date column contains the date data type. So I have added the date data type. So this is the start date. Let's create another parameter, which is the end date. And this one also I'm selecting the date. Let's create the definition. Select stop from. The table name is employee details, and I'm putting these employee details in a back quotes with join date between, adding back quotes. In these back quotes I'm adding the parameter name start date and end date. That's it. Let's execute, go, and the get emp records stored procedure has been created. You can notice here get emp records. Now before execute this get emp records stored procedure, let's browse the emp details. I'm selecting the join date, the starting date, this one. Let's execute. Here the value, I'm adding the start date, and the end date also I'm giving the same one. So if we are expecting the output, the churn. Click go. See, here we got the stored procedure is executed. We got the churn details between the starting date and ending date. Let's check the another one. Execute, and this time I'm selecting October 1, 2017, and I'm selecting the today's date 2nd January 2019. Click go, and here we got the records between the date range, starting date and ending date from this employee details table. That's it. Now after the table, I'm adding the PHP code. Now inside this PHP, first I'm adding my SQL phpmyadmin connection string variables. $host name is equals to, which is a local host. semicolon, dollar db name is equals to the db name, which is a database name, is sample db dollar host name is equals to root dollar password. And notice here the password is blank. I don't have any password to log into my SQL phpmyadmin. If you have any password, please enter that one. After that, $con is equals to mysql underscore connect method, and mysql underscore connect method takes 4 parameters. The first one is a string host. Let's add this host name between double quotes, host name, comma. The second one is string username. So username is a host name. Sorry, this one is username. Let's copy this one. When double quotes, add, comma. The next one is a string password. I don't have any password, so I'm leaving blank here. The last one is a db name, which is $db name. Between double quotes, I'm adding the db name. Semicolon. If we set $_post between double quotes, between brackets, I'm adding the button control name is equals to such. Just copy this one, between double quotes, add the search name, create a variable $text from date is equals to $_post between double quotes. I'm adding the text box from name is equals to text from date. Copy this one, paste here, semicolon, $text to date is equals to $_post between double quotes. I'm adding the name is equals to text to date. I'm adding here $query is equals to mysqli underscore query method, and this method takes 2 parameters. The first one is a mysqli link, which is a $con. Copy this one and paste here, comma, and the second parameter is a string query. Here the string query, I'm calling the store procedure here. So let's copy this one from call to up to the semicolon, add here, put this in the double quotes, and delete the parameters, which is a default one, and add our text box variables. Between single quotes. Let's close the mysql query. After that, $count is equals to mysqli underscore num rows $query. Adding one if condition, the records are not found between the given date range. I want to display the message no records found. So if $count double equals to 0, echo between double quotes no records found. In the else part I want to display the results in a table, so let's close this PHP tag here. I'm adding a new PHP code for these curly braces. Here I'm adding table border is equals to 1 tr, I'm closing the tr, table headers. The table header, first one is the employee name, and the second column of the table header, which is a join date. Both are headers. After the tr, now I'm adding the results, the records we found from this stored procedure into this table. So after this PHP code, inside this PHP code I'm adding while loop, while $row is equals to mysql underscore fetch array method. In this fetch array method I'm adding the $query. Echo between double quotes tr, I'm closing the tr tag, td, I'm closing the td. Between curly braces it's an expression, $row square brackets between double quotes, I'm adding the column name, which is emp name. Copy this one, paste here. Let's copy this part for the second row, second column. The second column I want to display the join date. Copy this one, paste here. Let's add the backward slash n, which creates a new row for the new record. Let's save this file. That's it. We'll check the output. I'm reloading the browser. The from date, I'm selecting the November 1st 2018, and the to date I'm selecting the January 2nd. Submit. See, here we got the results between the given selected dates. Let's add December 2017 to the today's date is 3rd January. Submit. And here we got the results between the selected date range from and to using stored procedures with jQuery calendar from this stored procedure. That's it.